This
data.
conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so now previously, if you go, stop this, let's go here. So prior to this, you were having DP200. So this was designing, implementing Azure data solution, and they have merged. You can see this is what it has got expired, and this is being replaced with DP203. Similarly, we have DP100, DP201. So this is a design. So these two now, DP200 and DP201, then they have merged this. So this was two designing part, nothing but doing architecture part, and this was implementation, nothing but development. These two have been merged into replaced the exam with DP203 with the course. So now here when you go to DP203, so this is what. So here we have different models. So okay, we have different. You can go here and find that skill set. So you'll find different modules here. So what we are going to cover for our training. Okay, so let's go there. So data engineering in Azure. Okay, so to learn this course, what are the prerequisites that you require? What is that you need to have? So you need to have basic knowledge of SQL. SQL, it might be related to Oracle PL/SQL or T-SQL related to SQL Server Microsoft. And you should have basic understanding of cloud. What do you mean by cloud? So if then in case if at all you don't know SQL, so we'll teach you what SQL is required here. We'll take some special sessions around some 4 to 5 sessions and tell you what is SQL. So you need to know how do you create a table, how do you insert data, how do you delete, how do you update, and how do you join the tables. Okay, and you need to know grouping, aggregation functions. You need to know how to create a view, function, store possess. So these are the minimum things that you need to know, because as the course is intended, so you can know the course title is only data engineering in Azure. So you need to know the SQL part. Okay, so here you have. So prerequisites. So audience is the people who are background of any SQL server, any SQL. It might be related to Oracle, it might be related to Microsoft SQL Server, it might be related to Oracle, or it might be related to an MongoDB or any other DB database which is present RDBMS system like SQL, NoSQL, and a prerequisite. So and other thing is if at all you know any any ETL tool like Informatica, Ab Initio, or SSIS, so that also would be added advantage for you. So if at all you don't know any ETL tool, don't worry, we'll teach two things here if at all you don't know. One thing is, so it was only we'll go here, we'll give you a basic understanding on that. What is that basic understanding is, so if at all you don't know, we'll teach you Microsoft SQL Server. So we'll teach you around some 7 to 8 sessions, each session with each session with 1.5 hours we'll teach you. And similarly, if at all you don't know any T-SQL, so we'll go with Microsoft SQL Server Integration Services, that also with 7 to 8 sessions. So we'll have separately. So okay, so this is an ETL tool. Why you need to have these two things is because you are playing with data. So data comes in different formats. as with the course is only meant as a course, you know, that data engineering on Azure. So when you say data, you need to play with different types of data. So that is structured, right? Unstructured. So let's go for that. Let me go to that. I'll show you that. What is that? Okay. Yeah. So when you're playing with data, right? So what is the data? So collection of facts, numbers, descriptions, objects stored in structured, semi-structured, unstructured data. So structured, you put in a tables. Semi-structured, you have like this unstructured. So where do you put these all, right? And other thing is transactional OLTP, these all. So we'll go. So there's a batch processing of data. How do you process? Batch processing, streaming processing. So these all would be there. So how you are going to do this? So what is the roles in data? Database administrator, data engineer, data analyst. When you go to database administrator, the person who is meant for database management, implement security, backup, user control, performance, this all. Like SQL Server, you take a machine, you install SQL Server, you create a database, you implement security there, take backup of every of database every day, and you add the users to that, give permission to the users whether you want to give only read only or create, what is that execute, performance, when you are doing something, how does the server is performing here. But actually you are the data engineer here. So what do you do here, data engineer? So you build the pipelines, you process data injection, storage, prepare data for analytics, prepare data for analytics processing. This is what you need to do. It is your role now. So this middle one, data engineer. So what is this pipelines? We'll see that all later in the sessions. And then you have data analyst. So this is a person who, so this person sets up the environment. You do the processing of data, loading into that environment. After this person, this data analyst will take that data and prepare the dashboards here. So this is a Power BI. So provides insights into data, visual reporting, data modeling, and combines data. So this is what he does. Okay. So for that purpose, you need to know these two. This is why we are dealing with that SQL Server and SSIS. So whenever you claim that you are a data engineer, you need to know that all. So if you at all you have, then this is a added advantage. If at all you don't know, then we'll teach you. Okay, right. Let's go here. Let's go to the topic now. Right. So just see about this course. So what you are going to learn is students will learn about the data engineering patterns and practices that is pertains to working with the batch and real-time data using Azure Data Platform technologies. So what is that batch processing and batch processing and real-time processing? Yeah, we'll talk about PySpark also. PySpark is related to Azure Databricks. PySpark. Azure Databricks. When you talk about Azure Databricks, so we are talking about a data processing. When you go to Azure data processing, you have batch processing. Yes, yes. Don't worry about that. I've not. We are just started. I'll tell you what is going to get covered each and everything in detail. Don't worry on that. Don't run and don't make me to run also. Batch processing and real time processing. When you go to batch processing here, you'll do with ETL tool. That is nothing but Azure Data Factory or This is in the cloud and this is SSIS. So this is in the cloud and this is in on-premise. But when you go to real-time processing, so here you have Azure Databricks plus Azure Synapse Analytics. So when you do it, when you use Azure Databricks, so here you use some language to process your data. What is that language you use? Here it is supported 4 languages. One is Python, and advanced to this, PySpark is also supported now. Okay, PySpark, and it supports the Scala language also. Scala, that is big data, Spark and Scala, right? And it supports R language. It supports SQL language also. SQL, structured query language. So here we are going to learn with PySpark, which is market demanding now. Python and PySpark. So this is for real-time processing. But when you go to batch processing, you don't require any language. Why is you have automatically, if at all, let me go there. Go here, go to portal.azure.com. So this is what is a portal. Okay. Now just see. Let me log in here. Okay. Now go and create a data factory. Click here. So we'll talk in detail, but I just want to show you how it. So one resource group will talk what is risk subscription, what is resource group once we come into session. Now go to ADF, give some name, ADF data moment. Okay, the name is already taken. I'll just change that name. I'll give today's date, 13/11/2021. Now configuration, leave this. We'll configure later. Advanced tags, review plus create. So you're doing batch processing. So for batch processing, you take ADF only. Now click on create. For real point time processing, you take Azure Databricks. I'll show you that also. Let this get complete, then I'll show you. So you were talking about these pipelines, right? Here they were talking about pipelines. So what are the roles? Yeah, this is where you were talking. So data pipeline process, data injection, analytic, this all, na? So this is what you do it. So now you are going to using this Azure Databricks. So using this Azure Data Factory. Now try to see open the Azure Data Factory Studio. Click on this. Now you create a pipeline and design your requirement. So what do you want to do? So go here, author. So here pipeline, go here pipeline, new pipeline. So you don't have any pipeline created till now. Click on pipeline here. So here this is a pipeline, right? So these are the pipeline. This is a pipeline, and here you have activity. So you can see this copy activity, data flow, data explorer, Azure function, batch process, Azure Databricks. So these are all activities. Copy activity. Then go there. Go to the general something. Use it some lookup activity, right? Then you want to have something other, so store poser activity, whatever activities, these all activities you define based on your requirement for the data processing or pipeline. So this is what they are telling you, you design your pipeline here. So you design these pipelines for processing, right now, and for data injection also. So here you don't require any language here. So you require only the SQL. But when you go to Azure Databricks, that is what you are doing. So this batch processing, you take ETL tool. That is Azure Data Factory. Just now we created and see. But when you go to SSIS, this is on premise. Just go. I'll show you that also. Go to Visual Studio. Let that get open. Then you can see. So we'll cover around some 14 to 16 modules here. I'll show you that all. Don't worry. We'll cover everything what is related to Azure data engineering, each and everything. So we have not come to that topic wise. Topic wise is told here. So here, so you can see here. So what you are going to cover? Azure Databricks, multi-dimensional schema here, populating your changing dimensions, Delta Lake architecture. So this all we are going to cover in your modules. Okay, right? We'll cover. Don't worry. Now I opened here, right? Now just create new project here. So this is for SSIS. So it is taking some time to get loaded. Just wait for 2 minutes. 1-2 minutes of time. It should have opened already, which is existing one. Okay, no worries. Let that get opened. Okay. Meanwhile, what I'll do for Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks. So we have a community edition. community.databricks.com. Yeah. Okay. Let's go there. Okay. Now you got. So you got create. Go and search for this SQL Server integration service. So these all are easy to get in. So because you can install on your local machine. Now you can see the SQL Server integration services. Okay, so SQL Server integration service project. Now next, so you can create a project here. Okay, now click on create. So here you create SSS packages to load your data to Azure or on-premise. So this is also important. Why is important is when you claim yourself as a data engineer, then you need, so assumption is that you know SQL Server and one of the ETL tool. If you say that without knowing this SQL Server and ETL tool, and you say you claim that you are a data engineer, then you'll be caught at some point of time. So you need to know. So you can go here. So go to tool, go to this SSAS. So tool data flow, then execute SQL task, right? So like this, you configure here and try to execute. So this is all you need to know because you are claiming as a data engineer, not database admin. You are claiming as data engineer or ETL developer. So this is all you need to know. Now you can. So now you have seen Azure Data Factory and SSIS. So this is also very important. This Azure Data Factory is very important. And going ahead, now you are talking about real-time processing, right? For real-time processing, you require this Azure Databricks. So for Azure Databricks, you have a free community edition. Just go there. I'll show you. Community.cloud.azure database. So you don't require any portal. You can just go to there. Okay. Now just log in here. Now you need to go and create a cluster here. So we'll talk in detail these all. Notebook, table, cluster, create a cluster here. So you see, now I'll give something cluster name as cluster 13 11 2021. Now click on create. You are creating a new cluster, and you can see this worker node, driver node. We'll talk in detail. Okay, once we come into the session, you need to know what is this driver node, what is this worker node. So driver node is something like when you drive, when you sit in the bus, driver is going to drive your bus, right? So is bus, so all the passengers sit in the bus. Driver is the one person who's going to drive. So the same thing driver here. So when you submit a job, that job will be you when you submit a job, that process of executing the job will be taken care by driver, and driver will give that work to this worker node. Yeah, with zero worker node. Okay. So you are using free trial, so everything is done by driver, not by the workers. Only this is how it is happening. But when you go to the portal, you'll have one driver and multiple worker nodes here. Why do you require multiple worker nodes? Is when the job work you want, so for parallel processing you take some job and divide into multiple sub chunks here, and each chunk is given to one worker node, so that parallel processing will happen here, right? So what in our real time or real case also, instead of handing over whole work to one person, what you do, some work will be given to one person, some work will be given to other person, you some work will be given to other person, all three people will work together, so that work which one person does, which it takes around 1 day, when all three people do simultaneously, each will take 3 hours and do it within 9 hours. If at all only one person, it takes more than 1 day, is nothing but 24 hours, it's equal to 4 days. So here also the same thing. When you submit a job, that job would be given to driver. This driver will divide that work and give to this worker nodes, and that worker node will take that work and do parallel execution will happen here. So amount of processing time or execution time will be reduced when you do the parallel processing here. This is how it happens. So now go and create your cluster. Now I'm creating a cluster here. So let's see, you can see here Apache Spark optimized here. Okay. So we'll all talk in detail when you come to the sessions here. Okay. I'm just giving you a heads up here. So what does this cluster take? So as I told you, cluster will take Azure Database. So it's a, you need to, when you want to process data, that may be in the files or that may be in some other systems also. How do you process this? You need to write one of the language to process. So now market is demanding for Python and PySpark. So we'll go with this only. But you can get, so there is no difference between this Scala and Python. The only thing is syntactically different. Writing the way of syntax. So when you go to Oracle, you write in different way. The same statement you write in Microsoft SQL Server, the syntax would be same. Ultimately, the result would be same. The way of writing syntax is different, but the query and the logic that you write would be same to get the output. Representation of writing the query would be different. The same way here also. Python and Scala are the same, but Python is very much comfort because for reading these all. So now market is dividing for Python and PySpark, not for Scala. Okay, that's the reason. We'll talk on that, but you need to import external libraries here to write each and everything. Also, we'll see that all. Okay, now you can see the cluster got created. Now go to create here notebook. So when you create a notebook here, so you can see Python, Scala, SQL R. So these are the different languages. Go here, give some example as a notebook name. So you write the code here in a, it's already existing. Some, yeah, I'll give example some 13 11 2021. So here you have a cluster. So you write a code here. In each and every cell, you go and keep on writing the code. So command 1, command 2, command 3, command 4, command 5. So this is how you write the code here. Okay, so SC, you would see this SC. Now try to execute. So what happens here? You will have Spark contest version, these all. So readily made your object. Otherwise, so there are inbuilt libraries already existing. When you SC, it has got. But when you, if at all you want to write this all code in your Java or any other in Spark or Scala, to get that Spark contest, you need to write the code. But here it is readily available now. Spark contest, Spark contest version master app name. So these are readily available. You need not worry about this. Okay. So this is how you need. So you can write any language here. So right now going to what is this Synapse Analytics. When you go to Synapse Analytics here, so it supports, go here, Azure Synapse Analytics. Will create that also. Azure Synapse Analytics. So it supports Python and PySpark. It supports Scala. It supports C#, .NET. Even you can write a code in .NET, but no one writes. Everyone goes with the Python because market is demanding for Python and Scala, Python and PySpark, because they have made it because you have very much flexibility when you read, when you go to Python. You use this language in data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning algorithm also. So such a comfort you have, not a comfort. So there are robustic libraries are there. That is the reason go. Here you have .NET also. If at all you want to go .NET, again you need to learn Visual Studio, this all. But here it's simple. Any programming language you know, like SQL Server or any programming language, you can do Python. So simple language you can implement. Very simple, that is all. So let's see that what is that. Go to this portal here. Now go to home. So here you'll have Synapse Analytics. Okay, you can see here what is that happening. So with using this tool, so this is fully managed service to build modernized data warehouse for enterprises. And what all you get with Synapse Analytics? Synapse Analytics brings together SQL, you get Apache Spark, you get orchestration, you get injection into workspace. So these all you get in single. Okay, so you're all getting. Now just see, go there, click on create. Okay, go to the workspace, sorry, resource group, give your Synapse 13.11.2021. Okay, needs to be registered. Yes, we'll go and register that. So it is telling that you need to register with a subscription. So let's see. So don't worry, we'll talk on this all. Now go to the subscriptions here. Click on this subscription. You'll have resource provider here. Resource provider. So it was telling you, right? Now go to Synapse here. So this is not register, this one. If you don't register, then it is not allowing. Just go there, select that and say register. Yeah, it is registered. Now let's see. Say you can see here, this is getting processed now. Registering. If at all it is not registered, it is not allowing you to create. So these all are high level. These are all the things when you jump into development, you need to know. We'll talk in detail what is subscription, what is resource group, what is management group, what is resource. So you have many things to talk, but actual, so we are just going with the topic wise. So what is topic and high level, that's all. When you come to the internal training with the regular, then we'll talk on that. Yes, see, just try to refresh here. So it would take some 2 to 3 minutes of time to get registered. If at all you are not registered, you are not allowed to use that. You will be get covered each and everything what event Databricks, everything will be covered. Okay, that now you got registered, right? Now go to home. Now go and create Synapse Analytics. Click here. Now click on create. Okay. So previously we were getting that error, na? Let's see. Now go to the resource group here. So layout management group. Now give here. So workspace Synapse Analytics some 13/11/2021, that is today's date. Now what is that you don't have, I'll create here. I'll give you some, I'll give what is that, we'll talk in detail later. So it requires some storage unit. So I'm taking data lake storage generation 2. Okay, what is that, we'll talk later. ADLS ADL store Gen 2 13/11/2021. Okay, so I'm creating on this only. You can create separately also that one. Now what is file system? So what is that folder? I'll create a folder called data files, nothing but folder data files. Okay, now go to security. So SQL Server also it is giving, so give the password here, some whatever the password you wanted. Okay, now go to networking, tags here, review plus create. Okay, now click. So the cost of this SQL Server per TB. So amount of data that you process per TB is this much. So serverless, not provisioned one, serverless. So we'll talk it what is that provision, what is that serverless in the sessions. So serverless is nothing but it doesn't create. The prototype of SQL Server is you create and store it, but when you submit the query, automatically resource get created and process your data, then deallocate it resources because you are going with serverless. When you go provision, it is physically available there. But when you go to serverless, when you submit the query, resource get created and process your data. What is that resource here? Means SQL Server requires RAM, processor, hard disk, input, input, output, this all, na? So those resources will be get created on the fly because you are going with a serverless architecture. If it is provisioned, so example your laptop or desktop or a virtual machine, what you have that is physically present, na? With your processor, hard disk, RAM, with your motherboard, with your CPU, with your keyboard, that is physically present. That is provisioned. But this serverless, so there is some problem with. I think I should have created other East US, yeah, this region is not accepting to create. So you can say location East US is not accepting for creation of new Windows SQL Server subscription. So this is only related to your location. It is not allowing. There is no problem. So location, location East US two. What is this? In data center is not allowing. Okay, let's go with other one. Let me go and delete that. So let me go to the resource group here. Okay, let me go and delete this all. Then create. Okay, so I'll create. I should have not done. Okay, it should have thrown us when started creating. It should have validated and throw it, but it didn't do it. We'll do it one off. We'll create. We'll take some different location. Now go here, Synapse Analytics. Click here. Okay. Now go to the resource group here. I'll create a new resource group. Go there. We'll not use the existing one. It is making some problem for us. So what is this resource group? We'll talk in detail. What is this subscription? This all in detail. We'll talk. Workspace Synapse here. So I'll change this name. So I'll give to tomorrow's date 11 14 11 2021. So I'll go here with ESTS. Okay. So what is this? I'll go KDLS some Synapse storage store. Name is already taken. Super. 11 14 11 2021. So you should not if so what it does, it goes and validates in your data center whether this is there or not. That is the reason. Now go there, go data files here. So that has got deleted, leave that. Now go to the security. We'll talk what is this blob storage is all in detail later. Okay. Now go to security. Now give your password something. Networking here, tags here, review plus create. So now you are creating Synapse Analytics. So for batch processing, you need to go for Data Factory. For Synapse Analytics, you need to go for real-time analytics. You need to go for Azure Databricks and Synapse Analytics. Just click on create. Then after this is over, we'll go and see what are the topics that we are going to cover in our training. Okay. So it has to create the storage account, this all. So it takes time. So SQL database, storage account, Synapse pool, this all it has to get created. That is the reason it is taking time. So let's wait. I'll show you that. Okay, let this get created. Let's go to the topics here. So what we are going to cover is, so the first module, so introduction to your Synapse. So you have that compute and storage options for data engineering workloads. Introduction to Synapse Analytics, Azure Databricks, introduction to data lake storage, and describe data lake analytics and stream analytics. So these are related to real-time analytics. So what is this Synapse Analytics Databricks I told you to process? But what is the data lake storage here? So you get a data from applications or from streaming applications, or you get a data in the flat files. Where do you put to process the data? You should put at some storage repository, right? To process. So you go for Azure Data Lake Storage. So here you'll have. So if you go to that portal, so go here. So here you have go to login. So here you have storage account. So you can create this storage account, either this storage. You can go and you can see here storage account managed service for cloud storage, that is highly available, s- secure, durable, and this all right now. And you have data lake store also. So you have data lake store generation one. So create. So this is a place where you create and create. You wanted to store the data for processing. So example. So customer has put the files in FTP location in on premise. Then how do you load this? So what you do is you get the data to Azure storage or Azure data lake store generation 2 gen 2. You copy there. After that, what you do? You process. So what you use for processing? You use Azure Data Factory, or you use Azure Synapse Analytics, that is Azure Databricks, or you use Azure Synapse. After that, you put into a Azure SQL database or Azure SQL data warehouse. You put it here, right? You need to do this. So for that, copying the data from customer environment to here is you use this storage unit. So not only for copying, but if at all you get a data from other streaming applications, so you use that, na, right? So you need to go and do that. So how you are going to do is a question now. So we'll do that. So that is what. So here you have storage, you have data lake, delta lake. your streaming application. So streaming is, so data keeps on continuously generating, streaming data. So you talk on the phone, you talk from here, another person is listening. So when you talk, some data is getting generated, right? So if at all you go to outer ring road, when you drive a car, your car speed is more than 80 kilometers, you get a challan. How is that is happening? Is that any person sitting there and taking photo with camera? No, there is some IoT device installed there that's keep on monitoring the vehicle which is beyond going beyond 80 kilometers. If you swipe a card in the office, so that login log out are getting registered, right? When you swipe in, swipe out, the door getting opened and your records is getting recorded, right? How does that is happening? That is all streaming data, right? There is no person sitting and writing anything. Sensor devices. So example, go to any shopping mall, the doors are closed, but when you go enter there, based on the sensor, the doors are getting open. How is that happening? That is all sensor, that is all streaming data. Then how do you do? So you work with this stream analytics, and here you are going to work with data dimension schema, these all. Okay, right? So data engineering, so consideration for a source file. So I told you that you do with the source files, and here you have, so we'll talk about serverless SQL pool provision. How do you secure the users? How do you secure the objects? How do you, what are the capabilities that you have? You are going to discuss on this. Okay. So next, you are talking about Azure Databricks. So how do you understanding of big data, and how do you inject the data? So I showed you notebook. You write the code, and how do you do transformations with data frames, and you create the SQL and PySpark pools. So this is all Synapse and SQL and PySpark. So I think this has got created. Might got created. Yes, it has got created. Now go to the resource group. Now try to open this. So SQL and Spark. Just click on this, open, or click on this, whatever you feel like. I'll click on open here. So you are getting Synapse workspace here. Just go there now. Okay. Now go here. So you get data. So see, you can see. So there is nothing created. If you go to manage, so you go here now, create a so there is serverless pool already created, pools here. Go here. So you are getting some data. So you can see here dedicated SQL pool with some. So go and create the pool here, SQL pool. So this is a data warehouse you are getting created. So created dedicated SQL pool with your pre-configured complete basic tab, and go to review. So you can see I have taken 200. What is the cost of this? So cost is per hour. So you can see here. So you are getting you are creating a SQL pool. SQL pool is nothing but for SQL data warehouse. That is what they have told here. So if you go here, so you create a SQL pool. Sorry. So the lesson number 4, SQL pool and Apache pool. What is this Apache pool then? So go here, cancel this. Okay. Now go to Spark pools here. So create a new. So here you can see. So create Synapse Analytics pool, Apache's pool here. So compute enable, and you are optimize. So like this, you go and you create a pool here. I'll create a pool like this, isolated compute. So how much cores you wanted. So disable. Okay. So you can see auto scale. So number of nodes here 3 to 10. Right now. Now go to additional settings. So you can see here auto pass and What are the language that is supported? PySpark, Python, Scala, .NET for Spark. These all language supported here. So these all would be there. So there you need to create when you go to other, when you don't want to take, you need to go and you need to go with the separate each and every resource. But here you're getting all in one go here. So you're getting data, you're getting development, you are getting integration, you are getting this. If you, what is this integration then? Pipeline. So it is similar to your Azure Data Factory, right? Just now we created. So you have created this. So here you have Azure Data Factory. So just now we created ADF. Go and open. So go to the pipeline, create a pipeline here. So this all you have, right? So this and same, na? So what is that happening is they are giving the storage. Here you have a storage here. So go there, create a storage. So you can see a data lake, database is all. So here in go when you go to Synapse, in Synapse Analytics, you are getting all that is Azure Data Lake Store Storage Store. You are getting Azure SQL DWH. You are getting Azure SQL Spark Pool. You are getting Azure Data Factory. Even you get Azure Power BI also. You are getting all this in single entity where you can do end-to-end enterprise data solution. You need not create, otherwise if at all you don't take this enter Synapse, you need to create these all each one as individual. Data Lake individual, DWH individual, Spark Pool individual. These all you need to create individual. Now Microsoft has done created everything in one single entity. This is what they have done now here in Synapse here. Right now, this is good now. So you have go here. So you can see this one data flow. So this is what. So go, we'll see on in detail this each and everything. So here sixth model. So you do this. So the same thing you do with Azure Databricks. So read these all data from this. So next is talking to Azure data warehouse. So what are the best practice to load these all? Go to module 8, transform data with the data factory or Synapse pipeline. Okay. So what is this code free? So here you have a code free, right? So code free is nothing but here. If you go to data factory, so you can go and beta. Go to this data flows here. So create new data flow. So here you can go and write your code here. If you at all here, you can write. So it's not so easy, yeah. They're told that you can write the code. You can write the script here. That is what the code free. So here you have pipeline, here you have data flow. We'll talk what is the data flow, what is in pipeline in detail when we come to the sessions. So this is what they have told. Code free this all. So okay, right. Coming to orchestration. So data factory and Synapse Analytics is all. So here when you go to this hybrid, so how do you work with NoSQL database Cosmos, these all using Synapse Analytics? What is hybrid transactional analytical processing? So you build a big data warehouse. So you when you play with the data, this is used for analytic processing. So you prepare data warehouse, then Azure Power BI person will go and create a reporting analytics reporting module. Okay, right. Now go over here. Then you implement this. How do you implement the security with respect to Azure Data Factory? So Azure Data Warehouse. How do you configure Key Vault? How do you implement this all? So example like username, passwords, and how do you implement security mechanism, that all you see here end to end in Synapse Analytics. Now going for real-time analytics here. So how do you enable messaging for big data using event hub, stream analytics, this all. So that is what I told you. So IoT devices, sensor devices, like on the outer ring road, or you go to hospital, ICU devices you have, right? Where the wires are put onto the body of a patient. You get that pulse rate on the monitor. It shows you BP or this. Or a best example, you have your mobile, right? In that you'll have some application running where when you walk, and how many steps you have walked, and how much amount of calorie you have burnt, what your pulse rate, BP rate, that all would be there, right? So those are also streaming applications only. When you walk, it keeps on generating. So you're not writing manually, right? So these type of applications, and then go to stock market exchange. So people keep on bidding the price, right? So the data is getting changed every time. So you want to capture the data for doing some analytics. How do you capture? Then you go to Facebook and Twitter. When you put a comment, people keep on posting that, right? Trolling. So you take that data for doing some analytics. Or else you have a so customer support, you have a chat bot. People keep on posting the questions there. Chat bot will give you answer for predefined. So that type of data you want to take it for doing some analytics. So these all are doing real time analytics like Spark streaming or Kafka. So here you have Azure Stream Analytics here. Okay, right. So how do you do with Databricks, and how do you integrate your Power BI? Here also you got Power BI. If you go to this, go to Synapse here. So go to Home. So here you have Power BI. Go there, connect your workspace, give your tenant ID. So give your workspace, then say connect. Then you can build your reports and deploy to here. So building that, this is only to host your reports that you have created to host. But where do you deploy is in Power BI desktop. So here you have Power BI desktop here. So using this, you develop that reports and try to deploy that reports here into this workspace. This into this workspace. Create reports in your workspace from data. So this all you do it. So this is what we are going to cover in Enter. So we got around some 17 modules. So okay. So this is what. So as I told you, you need to know some basics of data fundamentals and SQL database and SSIS. Okay. So I'll tell you how to integrate your machine learning algorithms also, but not. It's only the integration part I'll tell you. I'll not write any algorithm because I'm not aware of that. How do you integrate? I'll tell you. So this is what is your total course for the training. So if at all you have any doubts, you can open up your mic and ask me. Okay. So this is what in and all your topic.
Um, Sorry, can you show me the module sorry, 3, 4, and 5 one more time?
Yeah.
Okay, and the next one? Okay, thank you.
Those are related to your Databricks and Synapse Analytics.
Okay.
Okay. So any doubts, you can open up your mic and ask me. Then we'll answer your questions. And if at all you know don't know SQL is all, we'll take care of that SQL is all. So we'll teach you.
Okay, I have no questions from my side.
Yeah, yeah. So if at all we don't have, then we'll wind up the session, and that concerned person will be in touch, or you people be in touch with him.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.